if you're not understanding the conversations that are going to be had on the other end of this phone, and you're just picking up the phone and dialing, you are setting yourself up for failure. There is some work that is involved in using the tool. This is just a tool, and you can't just use it any way. You have to use it the way in which it is built. So if you're an agent right now and you're going, man, I don't know how to have those conversations without getting burned, here's what you do.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to a brand new episode of Vulcan 7 Coaches and Mentors, where we bring you some of the best in the industry to share with you their tips and strategies so that you can implement in your business immediately. Now, if you haven't caught up on our previous episodes, make sure to check them out. You can watch them on YouTube or listen to them on your favorite streaming platforms. So with that being said, today I have a very special guest. I'm going to go ahead and bring him on. Domenech. Welcome, Paulie.
Welcome. Thank you so much for having me. What is going on?
Absolutely. So for everyone that's watching that maybe is not familiar with you, go ahead and share with us a little bit about your background.
Okay, so my name is Paul Andreas Domenech. I am in Destin, Florida. I've been in real estate for about 8 years, and consistently in the past 5 years, I've been doing about 100 transactions as a rainmaker. My team is built up of administrative assistants, and then we have a showing agent or a buyer's advocate that helps me transact those transactions to get to that 100. And that's pretty much it.
That's awesome. I'm so excited to have you on here. I have heard a lot about you. I know that our team spoke to you and they were like, you know what? You got to ask Paulie about his for sale by owner story because it's so awesome. So before we get to that, I want to ask you, what did your prospecting look like? And then I know that Vulcan 7 also has been a big part of your business and how maybe that changed and where you're at now.
Yeah, and so my prospecting before was very much old past customer based, database prospecting. See, the way that I look at it is whenever I'm calling in an expired or a FSBO or something like that, I'm calling to get them into my network. But I truly prospect within my network to get the business. And that mentality makes it very easy for me to just pick up the phone call and not really be looking for an answer of a yes or a no, but just get them into understanding what I am and who I am. Because if they don't know you exist, you're not going to be an option. So this is an opportunity to reach out to those people that you don't know, that are not in your sphere, to let them know that you exist so that you can be an option when that option does come for them to list their house and or sell it with a real estate professional.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. No, it's all about doing that. So as of right now, I know you mentioned you have a team. I mean, tell us about this for sale by owner. I want to hear all about it.
Yeah. And so one of the things that I was doing in between all of my prospecting and talking to my database is whenever I have a down moment or I don't have an appointment, I'll get on Vulcan 7 and I'll just start phone calling people. And then my approach is from the approach of getting to know the market. And so when I call, I give them a script, I guess, if you will, but truly it is coming from curiosity. Hey, so I see that your home is on the market, and I've also sold a few houses in that area. And I was wondering, how is your showings going? Are people calling to see the house? Because some of my listings are getting some action and some of them aren't, which is indicating that the market isn't really going that fast. So I'm just kind of wondering, are you getting any traffic? And that opens up the door for them to go, oh, I have it. And then I can go into what I'm doing. Maybe we can collaborate and do an open house. Are you doing open houses? And kind of start to give my value proposition of what I can do. And so I was doing that. And I had sold 2 townhouses in that complex. And the for sale by owner came up. And when I gave her a call, I asked her, are you getting any traffic? We just sold those 2. I see that you have it at this price, but we sold those for this price. I would love to show you how we do it, because if you sell your home for less, it's going to hurt the market value for future customers in that townhouse and in that complex. So would you be open to visiting with me so that I can get you the most for your home? She said yes. And when I was standing there, I could tell she was just kind of like standoffish, like, I've heard this before. I've gotten so many calls from you guys. What do you got going on? And she was kind of leaning back.
Mm.
And as I started doing my presentation, I kind of saw her start to lean a little bit forward. And then when I was done, she stood there and said, "You know what? I just sold a home in this area, and I didn't want to use the agent again because I just felt that she got overpaid for what she did. So that's why I decided to do this as a for sale by owner. But I love what you're doing. I see the value that you're doing. Not only do I have this, but I have these other 5 homes as well that we will be selling within the next year. So here are the addresses. Let me know what they're doing, and let's get those listed too." And I ended up with 5 more listings off of
Wow.
one.
That's so awesome. And, I'm glad that we're talking about for sale by owners because I feel like those leads are the type that a lot of agents are scared to go after because they think, they're never going to hire me as an agent. But here we are seeing you got the listing and you got 5 more. And I'm pretty sure now this is like a long term client, friend, probably, and they refer you more business.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, so she's calling all the time. And recently, I was in a few races, and I'm doing things, and she's contacting me. Oh, how is the race? How is things going? Like, she's really engaged with me because I think that what she was looking for was some level of professionalism because she herself is a professional.
Mhm.
And so when she created this relationship with me, it wasn't a seller agent relationship. It turned into more of a professional relationship. Like, I found the guy now that really knows how to do this. I've experienced what it was like before. You guys all have to talk to this person because he's the professional to get it done. And so now she's creating a relationship with me because of now seeing all of my marketing stuff in the community, going, you know what, I want to tie into this person as well and be used as an asset for him in networking for our community.
Exactly. Exactly as it should be. So with this client in particular, you had a conversation with them. How many conversations did it take for her to finally give you a shot or to convert and have her as a client?
One,
One.
one. It was one. It was one. Listen, here's the thing. If somebody is scared to call a FSBO or somebody is scared to call an expired, okay, it's not because they're afraid of the answer that they're going to get on the other end of the phone. What they're afraid of is their value proposition is not strong enough to get a yes on the other end of that phone. So I would say that if you feel like I'm nervous, it's really because you are not confident in your value proposition or your skill set. Because when I'm calling somebody, I know my value. So it's okay if they do not go with me. That's fine. But I will be on that phone to get the no so that I know. Like, just give me the no so I know, so I can take you out of my database and know that you're just not going to list with me. And that's okay. I'm good with that. So I can get on to the next. It's that simple. So if you are wondering, like, and you're feeling that anxiety, it's your value proposition. And we often, as agents, really focus on this. We focus so much on being known. Oh, our social media and how many followers do we have and how many postcards do we send out that just say, just listed, just sold. And that's okay. But that's okay. But here's the problem with that. You got to focus on being worth knowing.
Mhm.
And when you're worth knowing, then you're going to let everybody know who you are. And you're okay when you get the know because then you're telling everybody. Because here's the thing, if you're not talking about it, they don't know you exist. And because you're worth knowing, you're confident to talk about it.
Exactly. For everyone that's watching this, you might need to, rewind, replay the section again before you start your calls. You just got to listen to Paulie. Just get on the phones, do it, demonstrate your value proposition, and people are going to like you or they're not. And it's okay if you get a no.
Yeah. Listen, the time it takes to convince somebody to work with you, you could work with three other people that actually get it.
Mhm.
So stop trying to chase and put somebody in a chokehold to work with you, because not only is the transaction going to be difficult and they're constantly going to be on you about why this and why that, it's going to drain you. It's going to drain your why. It's going to drain your why power because you know why you're doing it. I'm helping you. I'm doing all this because I want to help you. That's why I'm doing it. But when they start chipping away at that, you know what? Our willpower is sure to show up, but our why power keeps us going every single day, even when it's tough. When you got somebody you got to convince, you start wondering and start questioning, like, why am I doing this? And if somebody's messing with your why power, they got to go
Mhm.
automatically. They got to go. So
Exactly.
I get the no.
Yeah. And I can tell you even from my experience, the better that I got, the more conversations that I had and phone calls that I made, it got to the point that there were certain clients that I'm like, you know what? I'm good on this one because it's going to drain my energy. They're not worth my time. I'm not worth theirs. So, you know what? I'm going to focus on the people that want to work with me. They're going to value what I bring to the table because then they're going to be my biggest fans, sending me their friends, family members, and other people. And we're just going to build that way.
Absolutely. And you know, the name of the game in real estate is it's easy to get, but you've got to keep it. And that's where we're keeping it, is where you truly find the success. These 100 transactions that I'm doing a year are not all new customers. 87% are repeat referral customers, 100%. But here's the thing, there are still a group of people that don't know I exist, and I know I can help them out in the best way possible. So it's actually my duty to reach out to these people. And where do I find these people? Where can I reach out to them and not have to scour for their phone number? And that's simply Vulcan 7. Thank you so much. You're putting it on a silver platter for me. Let's go. Like, just make the phone call.
Mhm. Does it get any easier than that? You just actually have
No.
to pick up the phone and have conversations.
Correct.
So
Yep.
so with that being said, if you're up for it, I would love to do a little role play, for sale by owner. I'll be the for sale by owner, you'll be the agent so that agents can see kinda like how the conversations flow.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hello, Loida.
Who is this?
This is Paul Domenech with ERA American Real Estate and
Oh,
Keller
I'm not
Williams.
looking for an agent.
Oh, okay. Well, here's the thing. I'm only calling right now for a market update. I'm listing a home down the street, and I was just wondering, are you getting any traffic for your home or any calls?
I'm getting a lot of calls, mostly agents, just like you, some investors. I have it online, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist. So, yeah, I'm getting pretty good activity, I would say.
Okay, and so are people actually coming to see the home?
At this point, no. Haven't arranged really
Well,
anything.
yeah, so what we've done is we've put it on the market. We've done a lot of that stuff also, but it seems to be a slow market. So I'm just trying to get the feel for the market. I am going to be doing an open house on Saturday, and so I would like to know: would you be open that if I were to find somebody, I would be able to show them your house? Would you be open for that?
Yeah, as long as they pay your fee.
Okay, yeah, that's not a problem. But I would also like to see the inside of the home. Could I set up a private appointment just to see the inside of the home so that I can get a feel for what it's worth? And also, I want to kind of show you what I'm doing to get extra traffic to my listing, because your listing is super important. And I'm not even trying to list your home, but the one thing that I do want to make sure is that you get the most value for your home. Because if you don't get the most value for your home, what ends up happening is it's going to affect my listing. So it really is in my best interest to help you get the most money for your home. So when I stop by, would it be okay if I brought you some information to show you what we do to get your home sold?
Yeah, you can just drop by, give me some info. But like I said, I'm not looking to list my house. I've already gotten like 20 agents telling me the same thing. It sounds like you guys are following the same script or something.
Yeah, yeah, no, I completely understand. And this isn't actually a script. I'm really, truly trying to find out what the market's doing because I want to get that house sold. And not to mention, if somebody is seeing your home, they might want to see my home. So it would be good for us to exchange numbers because if they don't like my home and your home fits, I'd be more than happy to try to get them into your home. Because at the end of the day, my goal is to find somebody a home. And if they're one of my customers, I'm going to sell it on the back end anyway. So it's a win-win for us all the way around. So would today at 5:30 or tomorrow at 6 work for you?
I guess if you put it that way, I mean, it doesn't hurt for just some information. Probably tomorrow.
Okay, cool. I got you down for tomorrow and I will see you then.
Okay, thank you.
Have a great day.
Awesome.
I mean, it's that easy, right? Like they're going to say no, no. But here's the thing. I'm telling you the truth. So they said you tried to throw me with, oh, I've heard the script. This isn't a script. I'm really truly trying to find out market value because if you sell for less, it's going to hurt my listing. And then also, if I get a buyer and I know you, I can bring them to you. But what did I do? I also left my information and I'm going to work a deal while we're there saying, hey, look, I'm going to give you all this stuff. I've got no problem giving you all this stuff. And you're going, well, why are you giving this to me for free? I'm really not giving it to you for free. What I'm doing is I'm going to give you this to help you. And if you find a buyer comes by or an agent calls you and they're not interested in your house, if you don't mind giving them my information or calling me to let me have their information, I will give you all my stuff for free so that you can take a shot at selling your home. Is that a deal?
I love
Like,
it.
it's truly from contribution. This
Exactly.
is not a script. It is truly from contribution. And let's be real. Let's be real. Any agent listening to this should be doing this anyway to know what the market is doing in your area. You should be looking for FSBOs. You should be calling them, asking them if they are getting traffic, if people have been stopping by their house, are they doing open houses? Can we collaborate in some sort of way? You should be doing that for who? Your customer whose home you are selling somewhere else. This is something that you should be doing so that you can be the market specialist. Now, here's another thing that adds to all that. Now they know you exist.
Mhm.
All the other real estate agents were phone calls. They weren't trying to find out what was going on at the market. And when you truly come from that place of contribution and that authenticity comes out and they know what's going on, you can now call them. Hey, I had a great open house. Has anybody swung by your house yet? And you can follow up with them and tell them what your home is doing. Hey, here's the deal. When my house sells, I'll let you know exactly what it sold for so you can make sure that you're in the right place when it comes down to pricing and know what your home is going to be worth. So now I've created this back and forth conversation. Hey, Paul, what's going on? Too easy.
Mhm.
This is what we should be doing anyway.
Mhm. Yeah, and even the way that you're saying things, you genuinely sound concerned to want to know, what is the activity been like? Or, my listing is gonna also be affected by your listing and what happens there.
Right? And so here you go. Right? This is a value proposition in your listing presentation. So one of the things that I do is I actually call the FSBOs in the area and I poll them to see how busy they are. Because one of the things that really can affect us is if a FSBO sells for less. So what I'm going to do, because you list with me, is I'm going to offer them an opportunity to try to collaborate to make sure that they are on the same price as we are and they're not trying to undercut us. So that's something that I do that's a little bit different as a listing agent than some other agents would do. They would go after the business for a for sale by owner. I'm actually trying to make sure and help them to ensure that they're not going to drop the value of your home. That's what I do whenever I kind of call and contact for sale by owners.
And I'm sure.
Your listing presentation.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure as you're having these conversations, it gets to the point that they might be like, you know what? Maybe I should just hire Paulie because he sounds like he knows a lot more than I do.
Lily did it, and I got 5 listings. She did it. It was so easy. It was so easy because I knew what my value proposition was. I had clarity on that. When you gain clarity, you gain competence.
Mhm.
When you gain competence, you gain certainty. And when you have the certainty of what you're doing, that the information can be transferred very easily, you get the confidence to stand out and say, pick me.
Mhm.
Hi, my name is Paul Domenech. This is who I am. This is what I do. This is why I'm calling. I'm here to help you. No? Okay, great. Yes? Okay, let's meet. So that's using Vulcan 7 is phenomenal also if you're a newer agent. Listen, we are always looking for leads. We're paying all of these other lead sources. And if you really budget it out, and you look at your dollar, the thing is you have to connect somehow. Door knocking is a great thing to do when you have very little money in your pocket to connect. Open houses are a great thing to do when you have a little bit of money. And getting somebody on the phone that has already raised their hand is the next best thing. I would rather follow up with those people than the Mickey Mouse leads that come from other lead sources. Just saying.
I agree. I love it. And let me ask you this. This is the last question. Let's say there's a newer agent. Maybe they've been in the business 2 years or so. They're like, man, like I want to get to Paul's level of like that confidence. Like, what do I need to do?
Easy. The mother of success is consistency. Consistency. That's it. Somebody asks, like, Paul, is what's more important for success, consistency or intelligence? And I went, well, you can be very smart at anything, right? But consistency in itself will give you the experience and turn you wise. And so by being consistent, you will have stories of what works, what doesn't work, because people don't really care how smart you are. They want to know that you're going to get the job done, right? And effort in itself is not what you want to that's not what's going to turn you into success either. Execution is going to. So even when you fail, that's okay because it's just failing forward. And if you remain consistent, it's just another story for you to talk about how you had to pivot or change, or I was doing this and this is what happened. We expected this and this is what happened. But you have to be authentic with it, right?
Mhm.
That's the thing. Nothing is neither good nor bad, so Shakespeare says. Only thinking makes it so. And if you come from a true place of authenticity and it doesn't go the direction that you're anticipating it going and you pivot, it's okay because you truly put the right effort in to execute. You didn't just show up to an open house and nobody came, right? I often tell people, why are you doing open houses? Well, I'm getting them for buyers. No, you should be doing it to get the referral. If you're doing it to get the referral and you're impressing the seller at how you put together the open house, you know who's going to come? The buyers. The buyers are automatically going to come. But you're just opening up the door and expecting them to walk through. Same thing with Vulcan 7. If you're not understanding the conversations that are going to be had on the other end of this phone, and you're just picking up the phone and dialing, you are setting yourself up for failure. There is some work that is involved in using the tool. This is just a tool. And you can't just use it any way. You have to use it the way in which it is built. So if you're an agent right now and you're going, man, I don't know how to have those conversations without getting burned, here's what you do. You find scripts. You find the scripts. You read the scripts. When you read the scripts, you look at what the objection is and think to yourself, how will I handle that? And then when you role play, don't worry about role playing with a agent or a partner. Role play in the conversation that's going on with when people ask you, hey, Paul, seems that there's a lot of for sale by owners right now. Oh, yeah, you know what? Yeah, there is a lot of for sale by owners, but the problem with the for sale by owner thing is that they only net about 70, 87% of what the true market value is because they're only reaching a certain group of people. And as an agent, what we're going to do is we're going to blast it all over and we're going to make sure that we're getting as many eyes on it in the time that it's listed. And that's what truly raises the value of the home. And I'm talking about 13% more. So if I'm getting 6% and they're making 13% more, it's a no-brainer. But people have to learn the hard way. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what's going on with the FSBO situation. So use the script when somebody's asking you what the market's about. Role play with the person in real time, not just, oh, well, interest rates are this and how the market is that. No, do your scripts, role play, and what will happen is people will turn around and go, man, this guy is worth knowing because I didn't even think of that.
Yeah. There you go. So for all of you watching or listening, you're going to have to watch this video 2, 3 times. And like I said, you're going to have to probably favorite and save it. Whenever you don't feel like calling, you just need to listen to Polly. Because even right now, I feel like, let me just start calling for sale by owners and set some appointments. So as we wrap this up, Polly, let us know where people can find you, any events you have coming up. Give us all the things.
Yep. So you can find me at Paul Domenech on Instagram. And then also you can find me at the referral summit we have that's coming up on October 27th in Atlanta with Michael Mayer and the 7 levels of communication. And also at any Glover U event. Love those guys. They've got some really good stuff that you can learn from. If you go to their website, you could download their scripts, and their scripts are really great stuff to start with. And then obviously do some research, hear how different people are saying things, come up with your own. It's not so that you can repeat what people are saying, but you can understand. And if you don't understand what's going on, seek coaching or seek some of these seminars that they have online so that you can gain the skill to understand and then gain the clarity, competence, and certainty to give you the confidence to make the phone calls.
Awesome. All right, everyone. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. Paul, thank you so much for being here today. We'll see you all in the next one. Bye.